Got another review today on two rough country products, the pocket fender flares and this grill right behind me. Sorry about the noise, we got a neighbor doing some work, so just have to deal with it. I'll take you back and show you the fender flares real quick. There's my fender flare. And here's a close-up of the grill. So now I had bought these both at the same time. They were both in stock. I got the fender flares put on. I've had both of these. I had the fender flares probably on for about 3 months now, and the grill on for around 2. I purchased them both together. I only got the fender flares shipped to me, and I had to call them to ask them what about the other one, my grill. And they said it would be it'd be another week that they needed to get in. So it wasn't too much of a big deal at the time. And I'll get back into that story a little bit later. The fender flares, I really like. I got them because my tires, I'll show you my tires. My tires are really, really wide. And they actually stick out just a little bit past the fender flares. And is causing all sorts of stuff. I mean, my tires flip up everything and hit the body of the truck. I mean, right there's a scratch. Right there. Right there's a nice big one. So that's why I got my fender flares. I was having a lot of stuff hit the side and scratch it all up. With the fender, these fender flares do help out a little bit. I still get some things that'll come up and hit the truck, but they've been good. I haven't had no issues with them. Installation was very easy for it. And now we'll get on to the one thing that I don't like, but yet I do like, which is the grill. Now, when I said I had to call them about 3 different times. All their these two products, when I ordered them, said they were in stock. So I got my fender flares first, and then I had to call them about the grill and say, where's my grill at? And they said, well, they didn't have all the parts that they needed for it. They were just waiting to get a couple parts in on the truck. So I didn't think nothing of it. The next week came, and I called them again. I didn't get no tracking information or anything, so I thought maybe, oh, they shipped it with all the tracking information. No, they said the truck never came. They didn't get it on the truck, or whatever their excuse was, that it would be there. They would ship out the next week. So I said, okay. Getting a little annoyed at that point. So I think I had to call back either one more time after that or 2 more times after that. I had to wait about 3 weeks after I had already received my fender flares. And then I got my grill in. I got the instructions, did all the instructions, which their instructions that they use are not the greatest. And I did have some problems with this grill, and I called them to actually talk to them about it, and said that it wasn't lining up. And when I say it's not lining up, I'll show you a little bit of what I mean. This is after I had to look up YouTube videos and everything else on how to do it, because Rough Country's customer service is a joke and would not help me at all. Now when I say that it doesn't line up, this is not supposed to stick out like this. When I fixed it a little bit now, but this bottom really stuck out. Like, I shouldn't be able to put my finger in there. It should be able to line up in there. I mean, there's a little bit there. I'll go to the other side. And I mean, you can see the gap and everything else. Like, I did all that I'm going to do with this. And oh, look, you can see right there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Right here, right where the top of my finger is. That's already stuff knocked off and it's starting to rust. Now, when I had called them and I told them, you know, I waited 3 weeks on this and I get it and put it in and it doesn't fit right. And so I asked the customer service rep, or I think his name was Justin, and I hope Justin sees this too. I asked them, I said, you know, I waited 3 weeks for it. Is there maybe a possibility that you guys are trying to rush to get it to me and it wasn't cut right? He said, oh no, there's no way possible that they'd made any mistakes on Rough Country's end. And I told him, I said, well, it doesn't fit right. And he says, well, did you follow the instructions? And I said, yeah, and it still doesn't fit right. And he said, well, then it must be something on your end, because all of ours are good. We have no problems with ours. Other people can get them on, it's no problem. And I said, well, there is a problem, and I'm having a problem with it. And he said, well, he's like, they are bendable grills, so you might just have to push on it a little bit. And I asked him to elaborate with what he meant by that. What it was when you're screwing it down to the other plastic piece that you take your other grill off with, when you're screwing it, it's gonna pull that thing down and it's gonna bend the piece. Well, when I put mine on, I had two other people holding it down because they wanted you to use the little black brackets that are with it. Well, they told me to send them some pictures on their email and they would get back to me and help me out so it would fit right. And I said, okay. And 1 week went by, didn't hear nothing. 2 weeks went by, still haven't heard nothing. So I sat there on hold for, I want to say 30 minutes before I hung up the phone and said, I'm just not going to deal with it no more. Rough Country, you have lost my business for good. I was going to purchase a $1,500 lift kit from them, but after seeing how they take care of their customers when they have a problem, I will no longer be using their services ever again. And now I'm going to pop the hood a little bit and show you some stuff. Alright, so when I first got this and put this on, it was so out of whack and did not fit right at all that when I would close it, the hood, it would actually smack, and you could hear it smack and hit the top of this grill. Now I just want to show you some stuff. I'm sure it's probably from it smacking my hood, but if you can see here, these little things right here, I mean, it's already taken their finish right off. You can see it, that if that gets rain on it, that is going to rust. And now I'm going to show you another thing. When I told him that it would not line up correctly, he said, well, you just got to push on it. And I told him my story. I had 2 people holding it while I put the things on because we couldn't get them on. And the little plastic pieces that they want you to use are not gonna, you can't cinch it down. It'll just strip it out and just pop it right out. So he said, yeah, you just need to push on it a little bit. Well, I did his advice that he asked after I went to YouTube and found out what other people had did to make it work a little bit better. And I'll just show you. So it's this part right here, okay? Oh, obviously you can see the white zip tie I have on it. Yeah, well, he told me to push on it, so I pushed on it, and it broke that piece right out of the plastic. So I got about 5 or 6 zip ties on there to hold it together. And it's really a shame that that's the way that they treat people, or at least they treated me. Because I actually really like the Fender flares. I've had no problems with them at all. It's a really good product. I like that one. Now this one, I really like the product, yes, but their customer service and how they handled the situation, they lost me in it. But now I said, I left them a review on Facebook, so I'm just gonna pull up their Facebook here, and I'm gonna read about 3 or 4 of them, and you'll get the idea of their company. This person posted, ordered from them a month ago, order never came, called after 2 weeks of nothing, said it was on back ordered. It would be in next week. Same thing followed. Now I am waiting 4 days to get a refund because someone didn't process it right yesterday. Will not recommend. Now see, I also had that issue. They will on their website, they will list the products as in stock, even though they're really not in stock because they're on back order. And they won't tell them that either. They'll wait 2-3 weeks or whenever people call to complain and say, oh yeah, no, we don't have it. This is another one. Bought a 1310 front drive and yokes for my wife's 4-door. Torqued everything to spec. About 4 months later, universal joints are shot. Called Rough Country about it. They said they don't recommend their product for off-road use. This thing wasn't even in long enough to go off-road. It just plain wore out. So they make stuff that a lot of off-road people buy, and from what this gentleman said right here is that they don't recommend their product for off-road use. I mean, if you're not going to recommend your own product to be used off-road, why are you making it? And I'll go to the next one. Ordered a full bar on May 31st. Said it would be shipped in 2 days. I get an email the next day saying it's on back ordered. Well, at least this guy got an email saying it was on back ordered, because a lot of people don't get nothing. It was on back order till June 10th. Fine, I waited until June 15th, got nothing, so I emailed the company, got an email back saying it would be in on June 17th. Still nothing. It's Monday, June 29th. Called them, telling them it has been almost a month and still nothing. I was informed that it would be in his hands in Tuesday the 30th, so I told him I would call back on Wednesday if I haven't received anything from them. Well, today I called July 2nd and tell him to cancel my order. He puts me on hold and comes back and tells me it's canceled. No apologies, no question as to why. Now this was paid for on May 30th. I would not recommend this company to anyone who wants to get what they paid for. They are not very good business people either. And we have one. I'll do one more review because I think you guys are getting an idea of how they handle their business and conduct business. This guy ordered a 3-inch lift kit, and I mean, these are right on Rough Country. You can go to their Facebook and click on reviews and read them all yourself too. This guy ordered a 3-inch lift adjustable track bar and a dual steering stabilizer for his Jeep in a later part of May. The track bar and steering wheel stabilizer arrived within a couple weeks. He was informed that the lift kit would ship out on July 2nd, which is ridiculous. He called today, which was July 2nd, and was told it's still on back order until July 10th. He said that is completely unacceptable. They have had my money since the later part of May, but won't ship the product that I paid for in a reasonable amount of time. I canceled my order and requested a refund, and he will not do business with a company like that. So my take on Rough Country, I can make some people mad, but do I like their products? Yes. But just because I like their product is not enough to get me to buy another product. If you like their products and you feel like ordering it, do it. I hope you don't have any problems, because the customer service there is not, it needs a lot of work. They don't really have a customer service. It's kind of, well, we got your money, well, we don't care. Now, like I said, the fender flares, I do like a lot. The grill, the way the grill looks, I love it. I love the grill. But I don't like how it doesn't line up. And, I mean, in their instructions, it says it can maybe take like 2 or 3 hours. Mine has doubled that because I had to take it off again, redo stuff, put it back on, because their instructions aren't very clear. Now I'll give you some more close-ups of it, and that'll be it for this review. I do like Rough Country, but their customer service is a joke, and everything else, they lost me. So I mean, AmericanTrucks.com might be the next one where I order from, but I won't order nothing rough country ever again. But now I do like the way that this grill does look, I'm not gonna lie. I might get something to take that off or cover it up. I don't want to represent their brand to anybody. And I did also have one other problem. So I had to take this thing all the way back off again, which I did. Took some of the bolts out that I didn't need, and actually some of the bolts actually rusted already. I don't have any of them on me right now because I don't know if I put that one back in to use or if I took it out. But I actually had to go to Lowe's and spend my own money to fix something that could have been fixed by Rough Country if they cared about customer service or their customers. So I mean, they lost me with it. See, it don't line up too terrible now, but it's still off and unacceptable. But this is my truck.